How's it going, everyone? It is Only here. Welcome back to another video. As always, it is pretty much the end of January, kind of flowing by. Honestly, we're already almost like 1/12 of the year, which is pretty astonishing, personally to me. And of course, Resident Evil 2 here is mere days away. I actually didn't know until it did drop this morning, but the review embargo did drop, and all the reviews pretty much came out for the game. It's at a 90 right now, which is pretty impressive. That's what I want to talk about today. Resident Evil 2 might already be a Game of the Year contender, and it's only been January, and if so, man, has Capcom been on hell of a streak lately, so let's just break this all down today. So, yeah, as I said this morning, the review embargo dropped. I wasn't expecting it, just checked my phone, and all these reviews started coming out, which is pretty exciting. Obviously, I'm really looking forward to the game. I played through Resident Evil 4 for the first time ever last year in 2018, early 2018, and that game is one of my favorite games of all time. I would be replaying Resident Evil 4, in anticipation for Resident Evil 2, but, there's some incentive for me to wait for the Switch version, obviously, so that's what I'm planning on doing. But yeah, obviously, Resident Evil has been like a big part of my childhood, which sounds really weird to say. Like, I grew up kind of like watching my dad play Resident Evil 5, because obviously, I'm not that old. I'm obviously like 18 or something, Resident Evil 5 wasn't the best game. It was way too actiony. I remember playing that, or at least watching my dad play that and me playing it as well. And yeah, obviously, some of my family members got me into Resident Evil 4. I think my uncle was like the first one that played it like back when I was a kid, and he would never stop talking about the game, and then my dad got onto it, and then he got me onto it, which is kind of weird to say because usually I'm the one that gets my dad and stuff like into games and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of been a part of like my childhood for like a while now, and it's nice to see that Resident Evil 2, a game I've heard a lot about, in 1998 it came out, and the remakes here. Obviously we heard a lot of rumors coming up until like we got the game announced ages ago, a couple years ago, and then we finally got the update here at E3 that was like January 25th. This is what it looks like. Leon's back, Raccoon City's back, and yeah, it brings us to today, a couple days away from Resident Evil 2, and the reviews look really astonishing. Alongside that, I kind of want to talk about some of the extra DLC before we go into the scores for the reviews and ultimately what people have been saying. I'm looking at pretty much mainly the scores. I don't want to read too much about the story because as it is, I've kind of been going in blind right now in terms of footage. I haven't really looked up anything besides maybe past a couple months after E3 maybe. I haven't really looked at any new footage. So yeah, let's look at the DLC. So they live streamed, I believe, in Japan earlier this morning, and with that, they kind of like announced some post-launch content, which in itself is cool, but the fact that it's free is just even better. I think Resident Evil 7 got some DLC, but that was a little bit paid. I did hear that it was pretty good, but obviously free DLC is good. So yeah, they talked about the Ghost Survivors, which is essentially kind of like a side story with like dead characters that you find in the world. I believe so far they announced like 3 individual stories. One on Robert Kendo, the firearms dealer who's in Raccoon City, the Kendo gun shop, by the way. Unnamed member of the Umbrella Security Service, and Raccoon City Mayor Michael Warren's daughter, who we meet the tragic fate at the hands of the city's police chief. So yeah, it doesn't take a genius to take that information and obviously see the title, Ghost Stories. These people are going to meet their fate of death, obviously, probably in these side stories, and we're going to learn how they died and their survival. They're also going to have like exclusive like enemy types. I believe the first pack at least is confirmed to have like a new enemy type we won't see in the base game, which is pretty exciting. Alongside that, they did announce that this is going to be kind of like the replayability mode. Obviously, if you replay Resident Evil 2, there is going to be like different ways to do stuff, but obviously, it's going to be the same game generally if you keep replaying it over and over again. This is essentially their like replayability mode apparently, so it's going to have a lot of replayability, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, I believe there's no date for that yet, but there is a date for something else, which is free content in terms of like skins. So we're going to be getting the original Resident Evil 2 Leon skin and the original Resident Evil 2 Claire skin, the 1998 versions of them. And yeah, that will be released for free in March. I believe it's going to come out in like February for like some kind of Japanese promotion, but most of us will be getting it for free in March, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, the base game comes out in 3 days. Reviews have been really good. Let's go over some right now. So yeah, if you just quickly head over to Metacritic, the game's sitting at 90 right now. I believe it has like 57 positive reviews and like 1 mediocre review, which is like a 7. So yeah, obviously it doesn't get much better than that in terms of like, yeah, review scores. Obviously like anything above a 90 is kind of hard to get, and it's been reviewing really well. People are saying it's just as good as Resident Evil 4, but like in the modern age now, which is great because I loved 4. Yeah, I see 4s, 5s, 9, 9.5s even, a lot of 10s as well, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, it seems at least like the 9 to 10 range is where most of these reviews are sitting at, which is pretty exciting. Again, I'm not really reading these reviews much, but I have seen like snippets of people quoting stuff on Twitter you can't really ignore. And the game seems to be like really faithful to the original, which we've kind of already known that since, people put it at E3, but just the fact that we know the full game is really good, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. I really just seems like Capcom is like on a winning streak. We got what in 2017 we got Resident Evil 7, and then in 2018 we got Monster Hunter World, and now in 2019 we got Resident Evil 2. It seems like Capcom knows that they have like a January kind of time frame to push out their great games in the year. And yeah, they just start off the year really strong. January is a time frame where their games can sell because not many games are coming out. I mean, let's face it, Resident Evil 2 is going to sell no matter what, but the fact it's in January is there's not really any other excuse. You can't really say, oh, I'm buying other games. You pretty much have their crowd ready for the game, and yeah, there's no other really excuse for it, so that's pretty exciting. Man, I'm really looking forward to it. You know, obviously the one-shot demo got released I think actually it's like a week and a half ago at this point. I myself haven't played it because I just want to wait for the full game. As I said, I want to go in blind, and, you know, for the sake of this video, I probably am putting like very little footage, probably the E3 trailer and maybe like one other gameplay snippet, but besides that, I haven't really looked up footage of the one-shot demo, just trying to stay in blind right now. And yeah, only a couple days. I'll probably be doing a review because I don't believe the game will be that long, and of course I'll probably beat it within a couple days, and yeah, I'll let you guys know my thoughts. Being like a newcomer to Resident Evil 2, obviously the game's going to be pretty different. I've heard it's like a new game, but also kind of like a remake of the original, so it should be kind of like a hybrid of the two, not like a complete like, you know, remaster or anything like that. So yeah, of course, I'm only one half of the conversation. I'm really looking forward to picking up the game. I might live stream it even on Friday, and it should be a pretty good time. But of course, what do you guys think? Are you guys going to be picking up Resident Evil 2 this Friday? Are you going to be waiting a bit? What's the whole deal? I imagine a lot of you guys are going to be picking it up. I see a lot of excitement for this game, and yeah, it's just good to know that we're only a couple days away. It's not one of those games that we have to wait past E3 or, you know, into May or something. You know, we're going to be getting it within the first month here of 2019, which is pretty exciting, and arguably it's probably like in my top 3 most anticipated games. So yeah, again, can't wait for this game. It's pretty shaping up to be pretty good of a game, and yeah, definitely I loved Resident Evil 4, so I should be in a really good treat here in Resident Evil 2, and let's see how it is. I heard it's scarier, which is in my book better, obviously, since it's Resident Evil. So yeah, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do we possibly already have a Game of the Year contender here in January? Mere days until we find out. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next video. I've been Online. Take care, and enjoy the rest of your day.